red, her, or ano.
Ito yung pinag-ito.
Yung problema ron, at hindi mo din problem. Pagka inamin niya,
Yan ang tanong ko.
so paano?
Hindi po kami
Inamin niya.
Okay lang yan.
Bakit naman hindi mo
Shopping pamit.
Nagbangkit ba ako pangalan? Libel na to sa Pilipinas eh. But the thing is, ang libel sa Pilipinas at libel sa Canada, masyadong iba.
Ibang-iba.
Oh, sino ba mga may experience dyan ng libel? Na i-share natin, pag-usapan lang natin, pero hindi tayo lawyer ha. Yung tingin lang natin kung anong libel.
Ako, na-libel din dito ah. Kaya lang hindi natuloy, inamba lang eh.
Ha?
Inamba.
Inamba?
Amba lang eh.
Bakit ka naman na-libel? Ano ni-libel sa'yo?
Yung in-expose kong travel agency dito. You remember that, yung RCT? I have all the facts, I have all the witnesses. Inatras nila.
Kasi yan nga ang ano ng libel eh. Sometimes, it is harassment per se. Not really anything else. But the thing is, bakit siya nag-libel kung hindi rin siya na-harass? So, quid pro quo eh. So, where do we put ourselves in as members of the
Ang
media?
importante dyan, you have to be careful with travel stories. Saka yung mga facts natin. Kailangan airtight ang facts natin. Meron tayong mga pinanghawakan, meron tayong mga dokumento, meron tayong witnesses.
And most of the time, dapat two sides of the
Two
coin.
sides. Kailangan i-balansin mo.
Or an overall perspective. Kasi sabi nila, there are only two sides of a coin.
There are actually three sides.
Up and down, yung heads and tails. But from a perspective, makikita mo rin yung coin from the top, from the bottom, from the right side, from the left side, from this angle and that
Maraming
angle.
angulo yan.
So maraming angulo eh. Ngayon, kung ang istorya natin, isang angulo, iisa lang ang angulo, tapos, ano yung sabi ni Jojo kanina? May konting mali siya. Doon nagkakaroon ng ibang interpretasyon.
conflict, oo.
Yan, yun.
Mang Tony.
The meaning of libel is how much you can give to the lawyer.
Di ba ang libel yung ano?
Excuse me, we have a lawyer here, ha?
We have a lawyer here.
We have a lawyer here.
If it's a lie, it would always ring a bell. So a libel. And it's dangerous.
If you can afford it. If you can afford it. If you can afford it.
Si Mang Tony, matagal na editor yan. Na-libel ka na ba, Mang Tony?
Pero dami na ako eh. Yung mga toho na. Dadali siya.
Usually, madadama yung editor.
Lahat, pati na
Dito ba yan?
pati ang dyaryo nadadamay kahit walang kasalanan yung publisher.
Can you be accused anywhere? Sa, halimbawa, doon sa location, sa anong tawag doon?
Jurisdiction?
Jurisdiction. Halimbawa, can you be filed, can the case be filed in Niagara in anong ruling, anong
Hindi ko alam ang ruling sa jurisdiction dito. But normally, I mean, logically, kung nasaan yung nagkaso, doon niya ipapile yung kaso niya.
Dahil sa Pilipinas eh,
Kahit saan. Kahit saan. I mean, sino pa ba mga ano, mga long time jurista? Yes, Mang Tony.
yung jurisdiction lang yung tinatawag.
Sa ano? Teka, let's have attorney. Dito. Virgil, dito ba anong law on jurisdiction when filing libel?
Well, you have to file it for depends on what
What that it is. Well, it depends what it is.
So,
Just a particular point, I submitted it. The paper is based, the newspaper is based on Toronto. So who takes the jurisdiction? Toronto.
Okay.
Toronto. Sino Toronto?
You cannot be accused
In Ottawa.
This cannot be filed in Ottawa.
Well, it depends where the infringement had happened. Say for instance, the company was doing in Ottawa, and you were writing a paper in Ontario.
Yeah.
There might be some sort of complication.
Complication there. So they can file it in, from the company headquarters.
Wala pang speaker, right?
It's a foreign jurisdiction is allowed.
Pero when a bell lies,
From the horse's mouth.
yeah. From, mukhang kabayo na ba siya? From the horse's mouth daw eh. Mukhang kabayo na pala.
Lagi nga, sipay na.
Pare,
Yung mga
i-send
bell.
nga yung libel ba pare?
Ang nag-go na ba?
Hindi, ano lang.
Libel. Padre,
Ano lang.
Warm up lang.
yeah, I was,
Parang,
I've got two counts of libel, as a writer and as a publisher. Look at newspaper. Separate yung nihabla sa akin asking for $1 million each.
lolo yun ah.
Ayaw yun eh.
That's lolo.
Two counts, right? As a writer and as a publisher of a newspaper. And of course, you have to find a lawyer to represent in court. May nakuha naman kami around $400 an hour.
Taray.
Ganun kamura ang mga lawyer dito.
Hindi. Bakit, ano naman, eto ang tanong. Bakit naniniwala kang panalo ka doon sa kaso niyo?
Ako panalo rin. Mahirap sabihin ko because it is in the process na mga.
Hindi nga,
Anyway,
bakit
tayo lang naman.
naniniwala ka?
discuss.
Tayo lang naman eh. Ano lang?
Yung kasi privilege information yun
Ha?
Privilege information.
Oh.
Na the community has the right to know what's going on with a public domain association. Because FCT is, it's not a private entity or what. No? It is a public association that owns a building and the community has been contributing amount sa kanilang existence. And of course, being a writer, that, bomba,
Lingkuan ba?
yung ibig sabihin, yung that, may obligation, we have an obligation to the community to write something that they have to know. No? Alam mo, naging cause niya na somebody from the inside talked to me. That was in 2004. I had a radio program then. Tutulat ako sa rito. Ibang mga diaryo, mga Pilipinas, Vancouver. I've been writing for 3 newspaper at that time. May radio program ako na. Somebody from this had talked to me, could you write something about the FCT? Kukunti yung aming mga nare-receive na donation. Give me the financial statement of FCT for the year. Kasi 2002 lang nila nabili yun. Give me 2 years. Binigyan ako. Then in the course of my review of that financial statement, nakita ko yung on the negative side sila sa ibang aspeto. Nakamaliit talaga. No? So the title of my my article then, aside from my column, FCT bankrupt with a question mark. With a question mark. Nagalit na, ano? Kaya sabi niya nung isang official doon, putang inang yan.
Anyway, pare, without going into the details of the case, ito lang tanong ko sa'yo. What makes you think that it is an obligation or a duty of a publisher or a writer to write about this?
Yeah, it is our duty as media men.
Can you tell us what differentiates an obligation
Yeah.
from a duty?
A duty, it is our duty. Simply because we have an obligation to the community to let the community know what is going on with an association that asks its subsistence from the community. Ang community nagbibigay ng pera rito through donations, for them to survive, para sila mag-operate. Ngayon, the committee says, ano na nangyayari sa pera natin? Wala mo lang nagsusulat. We have so many newspaper here. Balita namin, ganun-ganon eh, ganun-ganon. Ano ba ang totoo? Nagulat sila.
Question, pare.
Ha? Ano ang totoo?
What is true?
Ano nangyayari dun sa aming pera binibigay sa kanila? Bakit walang nagsusulat dito? Ang daming dyaryo rito. Huwag naman magdaramdam yung mga kasama ko, ano? At that time, sabi ko, dapat ko bang pasok ito? I asked myself. I'm a new publisher, although I've been writing for more than 20 years. Sabi ko, isn't that my obligation to write something about this organization that the committee is asking what's going on with our money? Tinignan ko, ito ba private entity? Hindi naman. Sino ba may-ari nitong FCT? Tao. Community. Bakit kiniklaim ng ibang grupo dyan? Amin ito. Pina-privatize na ba ito? Tinignan ko ng FCT. Anong kanila? Constitution ng balos. Pahingi. Eh nakita ko lang, hindi pala sa kanila yan eh. Kailan malaman ng tao na saan napupunta yung pera nyo?
So, are you saying, pare,
That's libel.
na... Hindi. Any group, any organization is deemed public when it uses public funds or raises money from the public. But any private entity can do that too.
Yeah, I know. But of course,
So how do you
sa
designate
private entity naman, ano, they are shrouded by a law na they could not be forced to
Yeah, there's the Corporation Act.
corporation act eh. Di ba? Pag ito, ari ng tao to,
Pero ang
may karapatan ng tao, nasa napunta yung pera ko.
ang tutukoy mo ba over ng Corporation Act?
Ang Corporation Act, no?
Oh.
Yes, sir. Sabay-watala kayo.
Absent na talaga yan to.
Saka mo, Mark. Yes, saka Mark.
sa akin yung asawa.
Ha?
Meron tayong parking sa likod eh.
Ha?
Tatasama ko
Hindi, nagwan lang.
Hindi, ayaw mo na, ayaw mo na.
Ha? Mami na.
Babayaran naman ng PPCO yung party ko doon, di ba?
Ah, malalibel ka pa rin.
Malalaibel ka.
O, ay libel, ay spelling ko ng libel, L-A-B-E-L.
Ayun. Black label.
Ibig sabihin, nagkamali pala. Kaya ako nakakapula.
Ano naman nakapula?
Tignan mo yung nasa what's on it.
So, we filed.
Tinatapos ko lang.
Pati lang. Pinalabas, nag-file na kami ng dismissal.
Yan yung masakit dyan eh.
Ayaw nila ituloy yung kaso. Unang-una.
Ang laban dyan, mainis, talo eh.
Oh.
Kaya nga,
Unang
unang-una.
basa, talo.
Unang-una ang nangyari ganito.
Oh, mainis, talo.
Naglabas sila ngayon ng financial
Harassment
statement
eh.
for 2000 million, 2,000. I was able to secure this. Ano?
May talo.
Minus 300,000 na sila. Sa litigation, court litigation lang, they spent around 300,000, more than 300,000.
Palagay ko pare magbabago ka ng headline.
And they don't have money now. Ano?
Kaya nga, imbis na question mark, para exclamation
Yeah,
point.
exclamation point.
Ito ba meeting nung nakakasuhan ng libel o yung gusto matututungkol sa libel?
Hindi,
Hindi nga, ano
nakakatuwa
na
daw
to.
ulit.
Freewheeling, wala pa yung discussion.
Alam ko yung mga nalalibel na, kailangan.
May basic knowledge lang tayo.
Ang masakit pa kamo nito. Of course, ang ko natin, ano,
Oo.
we have to get the other side of the fence. No? I asked my partner sa radio,
Wala.
si Jess Carlos, Jess, honorary director ka naman kako ng FCT. Invited. Get their sides. O puntahin mo sa radio station or to write their sides about the issues that have been writing for at saka sinasabi ko sa radio. Okay, punta ka, imbitan niya, personally. Sabi ba na rin, putang inang mga doon. Pasasakang all dyan yan. Hindi natin susuportahin mo. Sabi ko, ano gagawin ko? Ayaw naman nila. I've been inviting them several times to appear in my radio program and to answer back their advice. Wala. So they would not claim that I did not ask them to cite their sides of the issues that have been writing for at saka yung pinag-uusapan namin sa radio. So almost 3 years now at kilala sila sumagot na nag-aaralan pa nila kung tutuloy ka or what. And they have their insurance lawyer, so to our lawyer, I don't know, ano na ang status niya. Ang sabi ng abogado ko, hinihintay na lang yung kuha na because we want the case dismissed.
Naka-broadcast tayo dito, ha?
Times two.
Delikado na naman. Delikado na. So what's happening now, Mon?
No, I'm just waiting report action on this because we filed a motion to dismiss the case for lack of diligence. Supposedly, 1 year lang yun at then hindi nila ginagawa.
Ano, kakanta ba? Kakanta mo. Kakanta mo. Pagka hindi ka kumanta, malalibel ka. Sorry.
Kayo
Tutulan na lang.
Tutulan na ba?
Kayo ba suot yung mga loose clothing? Kaya
Just thinking of having it done with a small group, but I guess there's so much interest, so we decided to do this as a formal presentation of libel and copyright laws. So I'll start with libel. The 4 elements, if you would like to see the screen, are publication of, in concerning the plaintiff, of a defamatory statement that is false and causing damage to the plaintiff. The definition of libel is written defamation, but it also includes internet postings in YouTube, effigy or cartoon, statue, audiovisual media, TV and motion picture, and other physical representations. The definition of slander, which is also part of libel, is a verbal statement that offends and lowers the person's reputation. Okay lang, base, because I need you to write notes because I cannot give you the announcements. This statement should raise a red flag if you see them headed for the pages of your newspaper. Statements that lead others to hate, ridicule, or think less of someone. An example, calling someone a racist or labeling someone an AIDS carrier. Statements that allege criminal or immoral conduct, or calling someone a drug dealer, or saying a woman is a slut. Statements that damage someone's ability to do their work, such as calling a union leader or a writer, or whatever, a very bad name like in union management stooge, or calling a tradesperson incompetent or sloppy. Statements that also jeopardize someone's financial reputation by saying a business person is on the verge of bankruptcy. Sounds familiar. General legal process consideration. Defamation is a civil wrong, a tort. Tort is something that Virgil would probably explain.
So it's another term for an offense. Tort is the area of law where
Microphone, please.
That's basically, like I mentioned earlier, tort is just another term for an offense. It's civil or criminal law. It's just an area of, it's a legal terminology, another for really just another term for an offense. It's a tort offense, pretty much.
But there's no contract.
For purposes of our presentation, that would be the basic definition of that for now.
Okay. As a tort, defamation cases are dealt with within civil and criminal courts. So you cannot be arrested by police because this should not be dealt with by criminal courts. But it's between the courts, the civil, between you and the person who's suing you. Defamation a crime? No, it is not. As I explained, it's not enforced by police but by individuals suing each other.
That would be, like I mentioned, it won't be a crime unless there's an issue, there's a statement of claim as it's not criminal unless someone had a complaint. So, I mean, you can claim somebody verbally, sort of that we can amplify very callously used in terms of each part people that are. It's a broader legislation that really covers a lot of things. So,
Yeah, there are parameters and limits.
Media communications from government interference. But it doesn't apply to relations between individuals. An example, a person who wants to sue you for libel. So you have protection from the law, from government interference if you're a writer.
that's right. There would be some restrictions to that. So that's not really a face value
Absolutely.
interpretation. So it would be dependent, for instance, if, like you mentioned, for your employment status, the description of your employment, there was some grounds where that could be incorporated into some, for instance, that it would not. So something to be careful about.
Anyone who helps publish anyone who publishes others can be held responsible in a libel suit. This includes the editor, remember, the publisher, the author of a libel story, column, or editorial, and even your printer.
Yan, dahil
Third person.
liwanagin mo yan, Mr. Bicron, kasi I was proof na tama yung sinabi kong yun.
As long as it is true.
That's right.
Now, we'll come to that.
Kala kayo, no, walang kasinungalingan dyan. Walang mo dyan. Kaya gano'n.
For instance, you run a company that's well established within not only the community but within the industry in terms of business.
Yeah.
And you had, for instance, stated a claim which is really false, and now that in turn, because a lot of people would reflect on that in terms, and it might diminish your profits. That is sort of, you get what I'm trying to get at? Their reputation is a lot of, for instance, for trademarks and patents. It's no surprise that a lot of the companies from 20 years ago are still the primary leading companies within that sector. It's because they're very, they almost seem like they keep importance of their reputations as more or so as their product. So it does carry value. So if you do, take away from that, and a lot of companies pursue specialty.
But the truth actually is that every person has some good reputation, and they also have some bad reputation. Maybe the public does not know.
That's right, but the thing is, we gotta bring it back now. Not everyone's reputation is personal or company. All of it does not in turn cost that person damages. A person's reputation might not, obviously, if you could say, yeah, you infringed me, but how the court will look at that, perhaps would say, well, how? Tell me what was offended, what was taken away from you from previously before the offense was allegedly committed. And if you can say, well, a good solicitor might even play around with it and say, caused me trauma and that sort of thing. And there would be value in that.
Isang totoo ito eh. Absolute privilege, qualified privilege, and fair comment. Okay, so we'll explain those relevant defenses. Truth is the justification. Truth is the complete defense to defamation claim, the justification. As long as it is true, you can publish anything you want, no matter how negative it is, and no matter how it harms someone's reputation.
That's not to say you can always...
Talakayanan niya, wala kasinungalingan.
Ethics. Okay.
Yes,
There are
Virgin.
also some questions of ethics we should observe here.
That's right. It's not to say just you feel you're right. Something you deem is true. I can already see complications if it's a good lawyer that was representing the other side, and you would be potentially. And the person who claimed it, obviously, you have to.
That means we have.
Yes, well, you're the one
What is
subject.
proof of proof on that?
The commencement would have started.
Which is different in the Philippines, yeah? which is very much different in the Philippines. Yeah.
Reversing
Because
claim.
libel, it is the accuser who should have the burden.
There's a question from
No.
Have the malice basically is something. There's an underlying intention to cause harm to that person. It might not be so forthcoming, but you can figure that again. That comes back to the strength of. You still have to prove that. You see, you have to. Could be some things, precursors that are happening previously, which mostly the case would be. So that you can prove malicious doing that way, and there could be certain remedies to go along with it.
general and subjective.
Yes.
Assert only factually provable material. Example, material that you know can be proven later.
Again, one question.
Subjective feelings and conclusions about the situation. So, clarification from Virgin.
Here is when it gets really tricky, I would think. This is very subjective. Fair is really based on a reasonable interpretation of law of what a reasonable person would do in that instant. It's both. Again, it comes back to both sides proving the case, and whichever has more evidence to support the facts that they're claiming would inevitably win. So, again, the purpose of these things is to keep in mind, especially within your industry, that we think that it's not. It's just sort of a template. It's good to know what you can and you cannot do. That goes for any industry, I would think.
The comment must be a characterization which arise fairly from underlying facts. It should be based on facts that are true.
So chismis is not included.
That's what Tess has been saying. Takutan lang yan eh.
Palakasan lang
Of course,
nito.
right?
Yeah.
Takutin nga, they will just harm and should be stop writing against you.
Well, yeah, they're entitled to that. They can commence proceedings, but whether or not
Will it?
all the way to court will get
Kaya
it.
pagkatapos ka rito, talo ka.
Right.
Nasang talo eh, no?
Sabi ko, I'm working in the courts every day. So if somebody says, I'll sue you, they should think twice about the expenses.
Because of the cost of litigation is too much.
Okay, how about the internet, the emails? Let's say this organization, I'm not talking about any organization, let's just say this is an organization and they have an election and the people who lost in the election, they got mad at this organization, the officers of this organization. And what they did was let's say they have emails among themselves talking about this organization, calling them names and everything, but these emails are only among them. It's a big group. However, that email led to this current, let's say, current administration. Now, this current administration, will they be able to sue them for libel? Is it in the internet? It is in the emails.
Well, it's more, I can gather, the internet right now is so complex, it makes it a lot difficult to prove. That being said, I would think that they would.
They can sue them. Yeah, because let's say they're calling them names, and everything.
Inadvertence is not an excuse. There was damages that was because the reputation of this person, certain individual.
Well, then actually it's not only one person. It's like the whole officers.
The whole officers were liable.
No, they're called names.
Yeah.
So I would like to ask you if they can.
Well, my question to that is, to what extent were these officers offended by.
Well, first of all, they're called names, they are incapable, I don't know all these things that, but they didn't know that this would leak to these people.
No, right, because it doesn't matter. Bottom line is if you think that if you think there's strong evidence enough to say that they're false.
They're false. I think so. I don't know.
Is it just a personal?
I don't know. I don't know. It's just a hypothesis. We're not talking about any organization. Okay?
I'm assuming it's a company of some sort.
It's an organization. Not
What's your name?
Imelda.
Imelda.
Oh, yeah, I was just wondering, is it advisable to try to get an interview with the person you're going to write about prior to publishing anything? That way you could get their opinion before you write allegations about them?
That's the rule,
I assume it's a duty to at least consent.
That's the rule.
You won't want to interview someone and say, go around, it shows malice that way. Why would you have to go behind the back to take a court meeting or something and publish it? It puts you in a position where you have to explain at the end.
That's another question.
Yeah, no, it's not a question. It's just an opinion, and this I think is true. That even if you are convicted for libel, the damages is another thing to prove. Because if your reputation is worth 99 cents, then you're gonna have to prove that you were really damaged. That's another, that's another tackle, that you have to.
The extent of damages.
Yeah.
You have to put a figure.
Yeah,
Figure amount
yeah.
to compensate, because most,
And
the
that's
only
another
amount
case.
really to compensate, the only thing in terms of libel cases, the only thing to compensate that really is monetary damages. Even if you claim, I'm not 100% sure, because I'm not, like I said, in terms of the substantive areas of legal bylaws.
I will sue you.
It harms his reputation as long as it is not true, right? You can sue them.
I'll sue you. I'll sue you.
Are these defamatory? Police officer Juan de la Cruz is attacked. Defamatory because it harms the reputation of a specific person. Hells Angels Ricky Colwen. It's not Calwen. Colwen is a tag. Oops. Ricky, if you accuse Ricky, Hells Angel Ricky Colwen is a tag. It's not defamatory. Okay. Because it's not harmful to the reputation of Hells Angels to be called a tag. It is a badge of honor. Okay?
Well, thanks for the opportunity to speak on libel. I think the presentation you gave basically covered most of the things that I would have said. I will come in during the question time. Like if anyone has any question, I may be joining in when you are addressing the questions. But pretty much I think you've covered almost everything. One thing I would like to say is the question of libel and to some extent slander, and I guess we know the difference between libel and slander. The question relating to that is an aspect of tort law, and basically some people have more protection than others. Like once you are a celebrity or a public figure, you have less protections when it comes to the use of your name, unlike when you are a private person. So if someone goes out there and publishes something about Stephen Harper, for instance, it's going to be difficult for Stephen Harper to, bring an action against the person because he is a public figure. And because he's a public figure, the radar is on him. And freedom of expression permits us to attack him, so long as we don't do it maliciously. Malice is just the only thing that will make you liable when you are expressing yourself with regards to a public figure. So long as what you are doing is not malicious, you can publish anything you feel is objective against a public officer. Because the essence is to advance the knowledge of the public. You are bringing information that is useful to the public. And we do not want, or rather the law does not want a situation where someone will have what we call chilling effect. The law does not want a situation where people are chilled to the extent that they cannot express themselves against the public officers just because they are there, they're highly placed. No, you have the right to express yourself against them if you feel that what they're doing is not good for the public interest. But that said, it does not apply to non-public persons. So you just don't go and publish anything about private individuals. You have to have your facts. It's only when you have justification that you can do that. If you are publishing things that are factual, then you can publish things even against private individuals. So justification is the key. Whatever you're publishing must be justified if it is with regards to private individuals. But if it is with public officials, justification does not always come in, so long as you have any semblance of facts. It doesn't need to be conclusive. Just a little bit of facts is enough for you to publish something about a public figure, celebrity, anyone that is on the public dimension. That's all I will say for now until the question times, and I will chip in once in a while. Celebrity is known within the community, who is really known within the community. It doesn't matter how the knowledge came about. It could be through entertainment, it could be through like being an MC, it could be through anything. So long as that person has gained really some kind of notoriety in the community, the person will be considered a public figure within that community. And that's saying everything. It doesn't mean you go around saying something.
Quite clarified.
Oh, what about
All right.
figures like Conrad Black, other CEOs, big CEOs of big companies?
Well,
Are they considered public?
Conrad Black and the other CEOs, they're really not considered public figures, although the news behind their stories are of public interest. For those ones, you should have some justification. It doesn't have to be 100% conclusive, but you should have some elements of facts before you go ahead, because they can sue. They're private figures, and but they have public dimensions. So you should know what you're saying about them. Yes.
Oh, I was just wondering, in courts, does the reputation of the accuser matter compared to the accused? Like, does the court weigh the difference in reputations?
Well, reputation does not really matter, but the reputation of the writer does not really matter, so long as there is no malice. But the reputation of the person about whom the story is written matters. It's taken into consideration. If the person has a negative, character in the community, although that would not on its own justify the libel, but it will be a factor that the court will take into consideration.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I think, just an opinion. I think that when we talk of libelous statements, it's not really geared towards a person per his or her personality. I think we should always focus on
His position.
statements of that kind on the act itself. If it is the act itself, but you just have to name who did that act, notorious act, then would that be an excuse for libel?
I don't think I get the question.
Okay. I did this. My name got into the newspaper. I was notorious for that act. But again, the newspaper reported about my person. That's libel. Because it degrades me. It defames me. But if they report on that notorious act that was incidentally made by me in my name, is that libel?
Okay, so if I get the question correctly, you are asking whether if someone does something on a particular occasion, whether there is justification for a writer to include the things that were done in the past when you
No,
know,
not in the past, just that.
Okay, so if the person writes about that specific thing,
that act
alone,
Yeah.
it would be justified so long as the facts are there, so long as the person has some factual background. And in getting your facts, you don't need to have 100% facts before you write something, because otherwise no one is going to send out any news there out, to the public until they gather all the information. No, all you need is some percentage of justification. You just need something to justify it. That yes, this thing you're writing, you have a factual background to it. You're not required, even for private individuals, you're not required to have 100% conclusive evidence before you write something about them. But for private individuals, the test is higher. You need to have more than 50% of of the facts before you write. But for public, anything between 30% to